Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the San Diego Padres.
The long wait is over. Padres baseball is back. Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. return to center stage, ready to make the leap back to the playoffs in 2024.
He leaps and makes the catch.
Good old-fashioned snatch it back.
With new manager Mike Shildt at the helm, the Padres are re-energized and focused on the task ahead.
I'm excited about our team. It's a fantastic group of young men. Ultimately, what we're here to do is win.
Peoria, Arizona is where the journey starts as an array of new faces join an already talented mix of players. A season full of promise begins today with the first look at your 2024 Padres.
We welcome you back to the desert for Cactus League Baseball. It's spring training for the San Diego Padres in 2024. Welcome to the Peoria Sports Complex, where today it's the Cleveland Guardians and the San Diego Padres. Welcome to Field Level, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball, presented by Major League Baseball. Our favorite time of the year. It's here again, Mud.
A lot of anticipation, excitement. Frustrating year last year, but new manager Mike Shildt is positive. The fans are here. There's a buzz at the Peoria Sports Complex, Donnie. We're ready to go.
Some changes in the roster for the Padres. Of course, Juan Soto is now a Yankee, but still lots of star power here.
The stars are shining brightly. After a frustrating year last year, this foursome here has proven that they can put it together offensively. You got Manny Machado and Fernando, of course. You've got Xander Bogaerts and Ha-Sung Kim, who won a Gold Glove. And I want to talk about that Gold Glove ability. It goes above the Gold Glove with Fernando Tatis Jr. These guys can field, but how about from the Platinum standpoint? Fernando offensively can go to center field, right field, foul pole to foul pole, and create some excitement. And then put on the leather, put on the glove, bring it back. Fernando earns that Platinum Glove in right field. He's exciting to watch, so a fearsome foursome from San Diego. Hopefully it starts right now.
Coming up, Axe moves over, a position change for the two-time champion Xander Bogaerts. Mary Lou's Cook and Bob Scandal will explain next from Peoria.
It's time
A somewhat overcast but otherwise beautiful day in Peoria as we get ready for some Cactus League baseball, and the Padres get ready for opening day in Korea, less than 3 weeks away. Well, there's a lot of new faces in camp trying to make this Padres ball club, and speaking of new faces, we're very excited to introduce the newest member of our Padres broadcast team, Mary Louise Cook. It's great to have you on board. She was doing some sports anchoring in Salt Lake City. She'll be doing the pregame and postgame hosting for us, as well as some field reporting. So Mary Louise, welcome to Padres baseball.
Scans, thank you so much. A few days here at Cactus League Baseball. It's been fun. Excited for our first broadcast.
No doubt. And speaking of first, we got the lineup today, and there's a lot of veterans in this lineup. But one of these veterans is making a very important transition to a new position.
Yeah, and that guy is Xander Bogaerts, making the switch over to second base. Talking with him earlier this week, he was saying, you know, my number isn't changing, my identity isn't changing, it's my position. But he understands that there are some nuances that come along with the new position, but ultimately he's willing to make this switch because he knows that it's going to benefit this team in the long run. We talked with him earlier this week about the transition.
Yeah, I'm a realistic guy, and probably down the road I would have to do something like this eventually, you know, and if they felt like this is what's going to make us win now, I mean, I still see it like I'm still young, so I don't really want to waste, you know, these years. You know, obviously I want to play really well going into my late 30s, you know, but I'll probably say it's safer to play better now than then if we're going to be, you know, so if that's going to help us now, yeah, let's do it then, you know.
Definitely a selfless attitude that he's got there, and talking with him yesterday, he told me that that comes from his mom. His mom is the one that's instilled that in him. Says that she's the most generous person that he knows, almost to a fault. She can't say no exactly, but when he's crushing it out there at second base, we know who we have to thank, his mom.
He's won a championship as a third baseman, a shortstop, and now he wants to do it as a second baseman as well. Joe Musgrove going to the mound for the Padres today. He'll be making his second Cactus League start. Padres, Guardians, first pitch coming up next. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Peoria. The San Diego Padres hosting Major League catcher, first season with the Guardians, and we check out his starting nine today. It is Stephen Kwan in left field with Miles Straw getting the start in center field. Andres Jimenez at second base with Josh Naylor at first base. The former Oakland A, Ramon Laureano, is in right field with David Fry doing the catching. It is Tyler Freeman at shortstop, Juan Brito at third base, and Dom Nunez rounds out the starting nine as the DH. Start number 2 of the spring for No Joe Musgrove.
And Donnie, the first start was not a good one, but Joe Musgrove said himself, it's all about not talking about the results, it's how you feel. Said he felt okay, and things are going well. He's out there for a second start. There are the numbers last year. 17 starts with an ERA just over 3. Joe's known for spinning that breaking ball quite a bit.
Defensively, behind him, left to right in the outfield, we welcome back Jerks and Profar. Jacob Marcy's in center with Fernando in right. Matthew Batten at third. Kim at short. Bogarts at second. Cronenworth at first. Luis Campusano does the catching for Joe Musgrove. Stephen Kwan in on the left side. And the first pitch of this one from Joe Musgrove is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Oh, it's great to be back, Mud.
Donnie, I can't express how happy I am to be sitting to your right, and we are back in the booth in Peoria. And thank you all for tuning in, watching some Friar baseball. We're excited to have you all along for the ride.
Back in chairs in the booth.
Yeah.
As we get ready for this first game, and it's great to be back here again in our home booth here in Peoria.
The people here are great. The fans here are great. Everybody at Peoria Sports Complex, thank you very much. We're ready for some ball.
There's a liner that is out of the reach of Kim. In the left center field, quickly over is Marcy to get it back in. Going to be close at second, and in safely at second base is Stephen Kwan.
Well, Cleveland last year did not have a lot of firepower. Didn't hit a lot of home runs, didn't hit a lot of extra base hits. But right now for Stephen Kwan from the left side, doing a good job of spreading the whole field, splitting that gap, and utilizing that speed as well. That's something that the opposition is going to have to keep an eye on.
Former Astros standing in on the right side and take a pitch downstairs. Last year, Joe Musgrove held to 17 starts, a 3.05 ERA, and a 10-3 mark. But of course, shut down towards the end of the year, and unfortunately was not able to pitch in September.
Shoulder was barking a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
And with the way the season was going, it's time to get that wing right, correct? Rather than trying to push it.
The offseason was important for him, really just to shut it down with the Padres not going to the postseason. He really wanted to come back, make one more start before the postseason if Padres could get in, and that was his plan, but it never happened, unfortunately.
Well, there's one thing for sure, and it's documented. We talked about it many, many times. Joe Musgrove, he's prepared as anybody. I mean, as far as working out, physically, mentally, even though it's a spring training game, he is looking into the books, looking at scouting reports, and trying to get better at what he does each and every time out. Last time, only 24 pitches and not a good result as far as stats are concerned.
Not sure how worried we are about stats during spring training. Just how he feels is the biggest thing. He feels good. Of course, last year, dropping the kettlebell on his foot in spring training, which set him back right out of the gate last year.
Not good.
So he's just looking forward to having a healthy spring training all spring this year and get ramped up for the trip to Korea. Down the right field line, Tatis over as far as he can go, but it's back amongst the spectators.
You know, I've got to say right off the bat, I love the hats. I love the lids.
I like them.
I'm a uniform guy. I love the uniforms, and I like the gold lids. I really do.
They stand out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Padres.
Got that right. High chopper over the mound.
Payoff pitch to Straw, and tap foul over by the on-deck circle where Jimenez waits. A lot of people expecting the Guardians to be AL Central champs. Spent just 10 days in first place all season last year. Ended up finishing third in their division. Pretty good starting staff with Bieber, McKenzie, Cal Quantrill, the former Padre. This one in the dirt, gets away from Campusano, not far enough away for Quan to try it. And that's ball 4. Down to first base goes Straw.
Yeah, that AL Central is a kind of a dicey division, right?
Up for grabs.
It is up for grabs. That's a good way of putting it. And the Guardians finished 10 games below 500 last year, 76 and 86. So, you know, a few wins here and there, they could possibly.
So strange not to see Terry Francona over there.
It really is.
He retired at the end of last year.
11 seasons with the Indians / Guardians.
First pitch strike over the inside edge to Jimenez. Well, the Guardians hit just 124 home runs, 27 fewer than any other team in the majors.
That's a huge difference. I mean, that is.
Yes. There was a power outage.
Yeah. Not stringing together a lot of hits, not getting a lot of runs.
Grounder foul.
And that puts pressure on the pitching staff. We talked about that all the time as well.
A lot of competition in camp right now for the Guardians. Stephen Kwan, who doubled to begin this first inning. He's really got the only starting spot. The rest of the guys in the outfield everybody's up for the job. Ramon Laureano, Miles Straw in the lineup today. They're both vying for outfield spots. Got the Naylor brothers here, of course. Josh, formerly of the Padres. Bo was a scratch before the game. He was originally the DH.
That's a great story, isn't it?
They're both great guys.
And a sweet kid, Josh Naylor. What a great family.
You named him the Mississauga Masher.
That's right.
When he was a Padre.
Good player.
From Canada.
Yep. Just outside of Toronto.
Here's Josh.
He's a good egg right there.
Love the way he plays the game.
Yep.
He's got some serious intensity we've seen over the years.
Looks like Marathon's a sponsor this year for the Guardians.
It looks that way, yes.
You can't even notice it.
Hardly can. And not a sponsor of ours, so 0-2. Down and in.
Well, we know that Joe Musgrove likes to spin it a lot. What I mean by that, cutters, sliders, curveballs. He's got to locate the fastball. He is not afraid. Keeps hitters guessing all the time. No such thing as a fastball count.
There's ahead 1-2 here. And a ground ball down the first baseline. Fair ball. Cronenworth's got it, and he'll tag the bag for out number 1. So Kwan on to third. Straw takes second base on the grounder to first base. I'm sure Joe would like to have a good, snappy first inning here today after that start against the Dodgers last time out.
Yeah, Joe said, quote, last time out, the results are kind of irrelevant at this point. You never want to go out there and fail, but the progression is a little more important than the results right now, end quote. And like I said, in spring training, Don, you know this as well as anybody. You just want to get through a game and nobody get hurt, get your work in, and do better next time.
The bullpen looks like it'll be a strength this year for the Guardians. Manuel Clase was once in the Padres system, 86 saves the last 2 seasons. And they added former Padre Scott Barlow to this team as well. We saw last year. Coming over from Kansas City to San Diego. There's a liner into right field for Naylor. Kwan will score. Here comes Straw around. And the Padres trail 2-0 here. Guardians getting on the board in the first. And it's former Padre Josh Naylor driving in a pair.
Well, we called him the Mississauga Masher, and he mashes this pitch right here. Righty out lefty. What's the pitch? Looks like it's got a little spin to it. It's elevated. He goes out and gets it and sends it on its way to drive in 2. Put that in your scouting report. He likes the ball up a little bit, out over the plate to the pull side.
So 2 runs in, 1 away. Naylor at first base, and it brings up Ramon Laureano. Padres double play depth up the middle, and Joe Musgrove pours in strike 1. Next pitch will be the 20th of this first inning for Joe Musgrove.
How about a 2-ball right here?
There you go. Ground ball right side. Maybe a lot of spin. Bogaerts will flip to second, and he's safe. So the flip was high, and it pulled Kim off the bag. And Naylor gets in safely.
Well, we talked about Xander Bogaerts, and he even said himself going to second base. The play's behind him, right? But his main thing here is to get that ball as he is off the bag. Does he come back down?
We'd be taking a look at that if this was a regular season game.
Yeah. That one had a little bit too much airtime on the backhand flip, rather than his momentum going towards second base and the underhand flip for the force. Now Xander's on the flip side, second base.
So 1 away. Naylor at second, Laureano at first, and here is David Fry. And he'll foul that one off. Campusano. Now, while Campusano did not work with all of the Padres starters a year ago or the past couple of years, he did work with Joe Musgrove. Joe worked to Campusano quite a bit. So of all the starters that are in camp for the Padres, Musgrove has worked to Campusano the most.
And the communication is very, very important. And believe you me, these guys talk and they talk and talk. They want to be on the same page.
Good pitch. Jumps ahead 0-2 of David Fry.
Comfort factor also for Campusano behind home plate. Another spring training for him, so he's got some big league time. Should be familiar with that.
He'd be the everyday catcher.
Look out.
Most of the starts. Taken off for third is Naylor. They got him in a rundown as Matthew Batten will tag him out. So he took off. They're able to gun him down. He runs into it out. That's out number 2.
He was taking a chance. Joe Musgrove, the one looker towards second base. He did look once, came set, and then somebody yelled, "Step off." And then you throw it to the lead base. And you can erase Naylor. You can scratch him off.
Over to first base and back safely is Laureano. And 17 starts last year for Musgrove. Back in 2022, he made 30 starts and had an ERA under 3 at 2.93. 10 wins that year as well, 10-7. Joe's first year in a Padres uniform was 2021, in which he won 11 games back with his hometown San Diego Padres. On first for him. This will be pitch 24 of the inning. Laureano at first, 2 down and 2 runs in. Grounder foul. Look at Naylor taking off.
Yeah, he was banking on Musgrove going towards home plate. He took that chance and got caught. A runner in scoring position erased.
The Guardians are going to be aggressive this year, trying to score some more runs. 2-2 brushes him inside.
You know, that seems to be the blueprint, Donnie. You make a good point. If there's going to be, and granted, we don't know what type of offense the Guardians are going to have, but yes, put some pressure on the catchers and on the pitchers and put them in motion possibly if you've got that. You don't have to have blazing speed to run the bases well.
Mentioned it earlier, they were low in the home run totals, 174, the least most. This is a fly ball sky to deep left center field. Back goes Marcy at the wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for David Fry. He got down on the count, comes back and homers. And the Guardians take a 4-0 lead.
Oh, that's a hanging breaky ball above the belt buckle, and Fry goes yard.
Well, for the second straight spring training start, Joe Musgrove does not get out of the first inning. So Joe is done today. Cleveland on top 4-0 will step aside from Peoria.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
New pitcher into this first inning for the Padres, Cole Papelham, into the game now, taking over for Joe Musgrove. And Tyler Freeman swings at the first pitch and carves it foul off to the right out of play.
Well, here's the numbers last year in the minors for Cole. 31 games. He saved 11 games. ERA just above 3.5. 30 frames for the right-hander. I know he throws a slider because we just saw one right there.
Two low and away. So Musgrove ends up going 2/3 of an inning, and so far charged with, actually that book is closed, 4 runs after the 2-run home run by David Fry, the last batter he would face. That was 3 hits and 4 runs. Walked the batter, did not strike anybody out. Freeman is the 7th hitter for the Guardians to bat here in the inning. PitchCom being used by Campusano on his right knee. That shin guard. And a chopper up the middle. Bogarts can't get it. It's into center. And a base hit for Tyler Freeman, a bounding ball back up the middle.
Oh, that's one of the breaks as a pitcher. You make a good pitch, they chop down on that ball. And you know, in Arizona, you got the hard surfaces out in front of home plate. This one scoots by right over the bag, just out of the reach. Even if Xander gloves that one, no chance. They get Freeman.
There's Juan Brito, the third baseman for the Guardians. He'll ground one foul. In the air, foul off to the right out of play.
Well, I already like this Cole Papelham guy. Yeah, he's from Green Bay. He's he's a cheesehead. Lakeland College in Mattoon, Illinois, and then he went to the University of New Orleans. Nice.
0-2. In the air to left field has Profar over and under to make the catch. It ends the inning. A 4-run inning for Cleveland. The Padres.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
Guardians have a 4-0 lead as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Padres starting 9 today. Fernando Tatis Jr. is in right. Xander Bogaerts at second base. Jake Cronenworth at first. Manny Machado's a DH. Ha-Sung Kim at shortstop with Profar in left. Campusano does the catching. Marcy in center and Batten at third base to round out the starting 9 for Padres new manager Mike Shildt, who joins us from the Padres dugout, or outside the Padres dugout. Mike, it is so great to have you along with us. Congratulations on the new job.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really excited to be at the helm of the club, and I love the group we have and enjoying the spring so far.
I was just going to say, it's different for a manager to take over in a situation where you have to feel so comfortable. I mean, you've been here around the organization, with the organization for the last 2 years. I mean, it's got to be a very comfortable feeling to take over at the helm.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing it another way. Having the relationships with players, staff, front office, player development has been critical in making sure that we start this process in a real positive manner as quickly as possible.
A lot of your intel comes from face-to-face meetings, Mike, with your players. How much traveling did you do this offseason to be face-to-face with your roster?
Yeah, quite a bit. And, listen, what a gig. I got to go to Chicago, one of my favorite cities, and spend some time with Jake and have a nice meal. And, of course, our beautiful city of San Diego, and caught up with Manny and Hugh and Joe, and Campy was there as well. Nice swing. And then I got a chance to go over to the Dominican and see our man Toddy just hit a bullet. And also have some lunch with Brito Vasquez, the guys we just acquired, a couple of them from the Yankees. Spent some time with them, create a connection there, and then I slid over to Aruba to see our man Bogey here.
Well, you had great success in St. Louis in the years that you were there. You come as a highly heralded manager and a guy who is a great communicator, and I think that's what I've heard so far from a lot of the Padres players is your level of communication is tremendous. How much do you see that as an asset?
Yeah, no, I think it's really important. I several years ago, getting on 20-something, this is where I typically yell something like getting it down to the opposing pitcher. But yeah, I started, like 25 years ago working with some pro guys from different organizations, and it really was enlightening because they would all come to me and talk about their all-season plan, and they always just wanted to know where they stood. And I said, okay, all right, note to self. And then when I started getting to professional baseball, I just told myself, hey, listen, just make sure you communicate. Players appreciate it. They may not always agree, but I owe them truth, and it's their career. I take it very seriously, and I'm going to make sure they know what's taking place in their careers, and also they feel an ownership of being able to share things back to me that that I may not want to hear. So just two-way transparency. Want to talk to them, want to make sure they know where they stand, make sure what their day looks like, and also just connect with them on a personal level.
Mike, your path to the big leagues is really remarkable. Growing up where you did, and then playing high school baseball, and you did not play professional baseball, correct?
That is correct.
And then
yes.
my question to you is, I mean, you're such a great baseball mind, a great baseball guy, because we did our homework. We talked to people in St. Louis about you. Who's most influential in your path to the big leagues to where you sit right now, would you say?
There's a lot of people, but if we're going to have a number one, it would be Mark Dijon, who is DJ was over in St. Louis for 33 years. I coached for him for 3 years. Has been a mentor. His pedigree is very impressive. Thanks, Espo. This guy played for Sparky Anderson, played and coached with Jimmy Leland, was on Tony La Russa's big league staff, and was George Kissel's right-hand man for 6 years. And, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair without a lot of people, but definitely DJ.
I've always been impressed with your resume, really, and everything that you've done, especially at the minor league level. And as far as instruction goes, how much do you think doing so many different jobs at the minor league level has helped you get to this position right now?
It was really important to have all those different opportunities, and I was really fortunate for a lot of reasons. I mentioned some of the people, DJ, but I was always given something of a responsibility with oversight. So, whether it was start to coach third base, whether start to run a instructional league camp, then a spring training, start to manage. And I was always like close to being ready for it. So I wasn't going to be overmatched, but I also had people that were going to be in place that were going to be there for me, that have been there and done it. And so it was just, they were very intentional about how it was going to be grown. And all those different steps allows me, including like the rehab and all the different things off the field that are important to go and understand the holistic approach to a big league club.
Well, congratulations again. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck.
Hey, next time we're talking longer.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
See you guys.
It's time for
4-0 Cleveland on top of San Diego. Due to franchise record demand for season ticket memberships, a small number of additional 2024 season ticket memberships are available for a limited time only. Time is running out to become a season ticket member for the 2024 season. Learn more at Padres.com/new memberships. Joe Musgrove back out there again, one of the oddities of spring training.
I love it.
You can come back out again if you'd like, even though you've come out of the game.
The re-entry rule.
What do you think about that during the regular season?
I say go for it.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a guy gets taken out early, whatever.
Yep.
For
bad first.
Now you've got extra innings, and you need that guy with the big hit.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe you can insert him and make an AB. Why not?
So this is about getting work, and that's why they have spring training, especially for the starting pitching. I mean, that's the reason it's as long as it is. This one line to right and over to make the running catch is Fernando. Platinum out there in right field.
That's pretty sweet. Last year wanted to be the best right fielder, and I tell you what, the athleticism we saw at shortstop, he's got more room to roam out there. That's his playground. That's Nando's playground out there in right, and that first step. And even if he does not get a good first step, he's got that speed to make it up.
So one down for Stephen Kwan. Second time through this order. One with a double and a run scored as part of the first inning against Joe Musgrove. Stephen Kwan set in left field. Jobs open in center and in right. This one is popped up down the left field line, headed towards the seats, and that'll bounce up into the seats off the warning track. Musgrove touched for 4 runs in the first inning. There's one out here in the second, and this one tapped foul over by the Padres dugout, which you may notice is jam-packed. Was there 65 guys in camp? I think they're all in the dugout.
Yeah, I think it's like 69 or 70 guys.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the hats or what, but they really stand out.
There's like a second row. Like you need a number. You got to take it. It's like at the deli. You got to take a number to get on that front railing.
The regulars in front. 0-2 down and in. Now, because this is a spring training facility, there are bigger dugouts than normal anyway.
Yeah.
Not used to seeing that many folks actually in the dugout at one time. That tells me we're going to see a lot of guys today, Mud, which is great.
This is great.
Chance to see the organization.
Yeah.
On the ground is short. Kim will go to first. And that's out number 2. So Kwan retired this time. 2 down.
One of the best gloves in all of baseball right there. Ha-Sung Kim. Used to seeing that. There's more where that came from.
2 away for Miles Straw. He walked in the first, came around to score, getting his second look at Joe Musgrove. I think it's probably important. I know he's just working on things, but to finish on a positive note for Joe, I would say, in the second outing.
Had a little bit of a rest, goes back out there. He's been there before. And the second time out, maybe realizing, oh, I'm not doing this right, not doing that right. Well, this is the time. I mean, he's going to be in the rotation. It's his chance to go out there and iron some things out.
I imagine he would get one of the 2 starts in Korea.
Yeah.
To short, Kim again. It's a 1-2-3 second inning for Joe Musgrove. 4-0 Guardian.
Power of baseball goes beyond.
4-0 Guardians on top of the Padres. Oh, rail cam goes not only in front of the dugout to see the players and to see the field, but it also takes a look behind the dugout.
I like it. It's got a rotating camera on top, so it gives us a good look here at Peoria Sports Complex.
It's on tracks.
Yeah, it's like it's on rails.
And Machado leading it off here in the second inning, the DH. And he has been working at third base, trying to get back onto the field again. There's a look at our friend, rail cam. Pop up. Foul ground. Back comes Fry, discards the mask and makes the catch. Machado retired. Fry got hung up with Nate Tomlinson, the home plate umpire, briefly before getting back to make that catch. Had plenty of room. And bring up Ha-Seong Kim. Gold Glove Award winning Ha-Seong Kim.
Yeah, the utility Gold Glove. Good for him.
He's certainly excited to welcome his teammates to Korea to begin the regular season.
That's going to be an exciting time for him, eh?
Yes, it is.
Wow. That place is going to be electric. What, seats 18,000? 17? 18,000 roughly?
I'm not sure of the capacity. I know it's pretty small.
Yes. Indoor.
I've seen pictures.
And it's going to be rocking.
The 0-2. Just off the outside edge to Kim. Kim sliding over on a regular basis to shortstop. Xander Bogaerts moving to second base. Liner that's off the glove of Freeman. Stays with it as no play. Kim will reach. Hot shot. May have mistimed the leap there for Freeman. Can't come down with it. And Kim is aboard with one away.
This ball was smoked. He got extended on this one. That's a breaking ball. Middle in. Oh yeah, he squared it up. Wow. Either a missed time or a knuckleball, and cannot field it squarely for the knock.
1 out, 1 on for Jurickson Profar, returning again for the Padres. Of course, a little bit of time last year in Colorado before he ended up coming back to San Diego again and reunited just days ago. Had some visa trouble getting back to the majors and the United States. Cost him about a week of time, but he is good to go. Had plenty of time in camp to get ready, but great to have Jurickson back. He is a great presence in that clubhouse.
You said it right. That infectious smile, that personality, always positive. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Saying this is where he wanted to be all along. Is this one over to first base as Naylor come off the bag.
Yeah, it's a Peaches and Herb type moment. Reunited. Feels so good, Donnie.
0-2 pitch. Ground ball headed to short. Freeman will go to second for one, on to first. Safe at first base is Profar. I'm going to beat it out. They do get Kim at second, 2 down.
Quite frustrating for a hitter. It sounded like it was off the end of the bat, the weak grounder, and you know you got to hustle. You want to stay on the DP. Yeah, you're ticked off because it's a weak grounder, but you got to put the head down, and it's a sprint, and he just beats it out.
So 2 down in the inning with Profar at first, and here's Luis Campusano. New stance for Campusano.
Open.
Upright.
Who was that cat with Toronto? Was it Tony Batista where he was straight like this, right?
Yes, similar.
And then not as exaggerated, but you're right. New stance, the hand position. He always choked up on that shillelagh like we see right there for some bat control.
Numbers from last year, 319, 7 homers, 30 runs batted in. Taking over the catching position with Gary Sanchez last year after Nola was sent down. And Nola started with the regular reps behind the dish last year, coming out of spring training.
Now Austin Nola with the Kansas City Royals.
Yes.
We wish him well.
Is he choking up more than last year?
You know, it does look a little more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not going to go out on a limb and say, yes, it's more, but I remember him choking up, but this seems significant.
That's the axe handle
difference
too, right?
Yep.
1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. So 2 down Profar at first base here. Padres are trailing 4-0. The Guardians as they bat here in the second inning, and the lead for Jurickson at first base. Held on by Naylor. A good sized lead over there now. Strike 3 calls. Campusano takes it looking. We played 2 from Peoria, 4-0 Cleveland.
Power of baseball goes beyond the field.
We had a date night scheduled. We wanted to go to the Rockettes. It was around, obviously it was right before Christmas. So we were going to go to the Rockettes and then this restaurant called Oceans. And so it was a 5:30 show at the Rockettes. And because I knew the rumors were swirling, I had my phone on my knee. It was silenced, so don't worry. And by the time I got home, obviously I'm nervous. I'm almost wanting to get it over with. I just want to see what's happening. And it wasn't until like 10:45, I think, that night that I got a call from my agent saying, yep, it's getting real.
By the way, Rockettes, great show.
Oh, it was awesome.
Right?
It was awesome for what I watched, but I was definitely looking at my phone for a lot of it.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that's a tense time, I guess.
Sure.
You know you have a chance to be on the move, and he was. Constantly looking at your phone, and there's a liner at second base caught by Bogarts. Michael King, who found out after the Rockettes, is now in the game.
Well, he's excited to be here in San Diego. That's a given. And last year for Michael King, 49 games with the Pinstripers in the Bronx, 6 saves in 10 opportunities, so a little bit of both. The ERA 2.75, nice. More strikeouts than innings pitched. He's got the really good sinker, but he can touch 96, 97. He's got some electric stuff.
Kind of doubled up on the most innings that he has ever thrown because of that in and out of the rotation thing a year ago. Ended up with 104 2/3 innings, a 2.75 ERA. He would like to go 180 to 200 this year. Now I think Ruben Niebla has other ideas.
Yeah.
But that's the way Michael feels anyway.
He's a competitor. I mean, you can see it. We saw that soundbite. Very likable kid, but on the mound, he's got that tense look in his eyes.
Opposite field base hit for Josh Naylor, who is now 2 for 2.
How about Josh Naylor using the whole field literally? First time up to the pull side, he drove in 2, and this time he just spanks into the opposite field. That's a fastball up and away, and that's knowing what to do with that certain type of pitch rather than pull it. Nice AB, nice swing by Josh Naylor.
Single to right, single to left for the former Friar. 1 out, 1 on for Ramon Laureano.
King kind of throws across his body as well, so he gives you a little bit of deception with that hard stuff. Along with that sinker, he's got the sweeper, a four-seamer, and a changeup as well.
from the right-hander. Goes from the first base side of that pitcher's plate.
And spending his entire career until this year in the Yankees organization.
Nine starts as a starter with the Yankees, a 2.23 ERA. 40 and a third innings pitched, and once again, the big thing I look at, very few walks, 9 walks, and 51 strikeouts in those 9 starts last year.
28-year-old currently resides in Tampa, Florida. High school in Rhode Island and spent his collegiate career with the Boston College Eagles. To short, and Kim goes to second for one, on to first. It's in time. The 6-4-3 DP grounded into by Laureano. It's 4-0 Cleveland after 2.5.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
The San Diego Padres will honor their beloved former chairman and owner Peter Seidler with a celebration of life ceremony at Petco Park on Saturday, March 23rd at 1 p.m. Current and former Padres team and league executives, local dignitaries, family members, and special guest speakers will be in attendance. Admission is free, with fans required to redeem digital tickets beginning Thursday, February 29th. And just looking at that picture, makes me so sad, Mud. We lost a great humanitarian and gentleman, Peter Seidler.
Prince of a man, that smile, his positive attitude, his love for baseball, for fans, and it's so fitting what the Padres did. We noticed that PS, Peter Seidler, in the heart of gold, because Peter Seidler most definitely had a heart of gold. There's no doubt about that.
And the Padres will be wearing that patch during the regular season on their uniform. Over is Kwan to make the catch on Marcy. Slicing liner, out number 1.
Peter wanted to get to know everyone. He wanted to know what your thoughts were about life, the great game of baseball, about everything. And it didn't matter who you were.
He wanted to help everyone, too, which is a trait that I don't know many have as much as he did, as generous as he was. And it's not just a great loss for the Padres and the Padres fans, but really the city of San Diego as a whole. Matthew Batten out of the 9 spot. We got to know Matthew last year. Chopper up the middle is Freeman behind the bag. It's second off balance. Gets it there. No, not in time. Good stretch too by Naylor, but beating it out is Batten. Nice bid there by the Guardians, but too much speed from Batten.
Yeah, the race was on, and we go out of the box hard, and we know that Batten can scoot a little bit. He knows the high chopper. He's got to go. And this is a really nice play, also a nice throw from Freeman. And then watch the stretch from Naylor. He does a great job.
1 out, 1 on. There's Fernando jumping on that first pitch and popping it up foul. grounded very sharply to Juan Brito at third base his first time up. Brito made a very nice play on a hard hit ball. Went so fast we didn't have a chance to thank Mike Schill for joining us during the game from the dugout. And again, congratulations to him. It is a very unusual situation. Usually a manager comes in, has to learn the entire organization during spring training, his first year at the helm. He has the luxury of being part of this organization for the last 2 years and being around not only the major league team, but he spent a considerable amount of time with the prospects in the minor leaguers. So he is in a really good spot and well ahead of the curve as he begins his first year at the helm of the Padres.
Well put, Donnie, and you hit it on the head. He's done so many things in this great game of baseball that he is set to manage this year as he did with the St. Louis Cardinals. But you make the point as far as I think his bread and butter is relationship with the young guys.
Yeah, and instruction. I mean,
yeah,
for a guy, as you pointed out, did not play in the major leagues.
Right.
This is a guy who is one of the great instructors, and you look at the Cardinals' success over the years when he was in the minor leagues. They developed players so well, and he was a big part of the development in that organization. Now, with the exception of last year, the Cardinals did not make the postseason. You're used to them being there every year and bringing up different guys every year.
Hey, to have a bum year like the Redbirds did, like once every 30, 35 years, I'll take that.
I will too. But he was a big part of that development. And then at the major league level, when he became the major league manager, I kind of found it interesting talking to him after he was introduced. This one is grounded, a fair ball, long throw from third for Brito, and it is in time. What a play. Well, Brito from foul ground virtually making that throw, and they just do get Fernando for out number 2. Good stretch too by Naylor.
Fernando's going, hey, I might have extra bases, but wait, Brito gloves this one, and then the throw, and Fernando's like, oh my gosh, I remember making plays like that at shortstop. A tip of the cap to Brito. That's one heck of a play. And once again, Josh Naylor at first base. A nice stretch.
Big time stretch.
Yeah.
So 2 down. Batten moves over to second base. Talking to Mike Schill, he never really aspired to be the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. He enjoyed every level he was at. He was a manager at A-ball, AA, AAA, and he was content at each spot.
Right.
If this is it. I'm sitting in AA and this is as high as I get as a manager. That's fine. He was okay with it. He just enjoyed the game, enjoyed instruction. So get away, and Batten will take third base. But he excelled at it too. That was kind of the strange thing about his firing in St. Louis, was that he had a winning record and success in several of the years that he was there. Just did not work out. Just happens sometimes. That's the business. But certainly happy to be here and get his second chance. And I also think it's interesting to see how managers approach their second job. Especially, you've been fired from the first one. I think of Terry Francona as a perfect example. Started with the Philadelphia Phillies, not well. Then after that, he goes on to win 2 World Series. That is out number 3. 5-3 on the putout, 4-0 Guardians.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth
4-0. Guardians have the lead over the Padres. We head to the 4th inning from Peoria. Padres baseball is better with friends. Now is a perfect time to reserve a group outing in a newly renovated suite or all-inclusive hospitality space at Petco Park for April and May games. Learn more at Padres.com/groups. Always fun to come with a group.
Oh, yeah.
I come to the park every day with my group.
We all do, right?
Yes.
And it's fun.
It's great.
It's all about fun.
We have our own.
Look at how much fun they're having.
We have our own booth as well.
Yep.
So it's like we have our own suite.
That's right. We're very grateful.
David Fry to lead it off. Second inning relief here for Michael King.
See if King spins some breaking stuff this inning. Get the feel for the old breaker.
For the 7-player trade. Saw Soto and Grisham go to New York. That trade went down on December 6th of this offseason. Only pitcher in the majors last year to record at least 5 saves and make at least 5 starts. He did it all.
Wow.
Foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. First strikeout from Michael King.
All right, well, the reason I say wow is because movement, location, down and away, downhill plane, and I tell you what, look at the movement there. Comes back, catches, if taken, a strike right on the outside corner. That's some kind of nasty.
One down here in the 4th inning. Tyler Freeman, the shortstop. Single to center, first time up. That was off Joe Musgrove. Kind of jammed and a pop-up around second, and Kim will make the catch on in front of Bogarts. 2 down. So I mentioned Soto going and Grisham going, but the Padres certainly got a lot back from the Yankees, and see how good of a deal this turns out to be for San Diego. It appears that we're going to see a lot of these guys up close and personal. Seeing King right now, Tony Brito, Randy Vasquez, Drew Thorpe, Yoshioka, also the number 2 catcher, it appears, going into the season behind Campusano.
Veteran catcher, a little bit of leadership there, being in the catching ranks with the Padres. And I'll tell you what, Donnie, you and I, we know a lot of the announcers throughout Major League Baseball. We become friends. We talk, right? There's a trade. We talk.
It's a small fraternity.
Small fraternity. And I tell you what, one of my favorites, Susan Walden, we talked, and she said she could not speak higher of the principals involved that came to San Diego.
I got the same text.
Nicest guys.
Yep. She's got Michael King in the top 5.
How about that?
I was like, wow. Like, unbelievable.
So it was nice for Susan to give the scouting report on these guys.
Said he is announcer friendly, which we like to hear.
Yes.
That's always a good thing.
Yep. But you can see he's got that competitive nature in his eyes when he's out there on that hill.
Won some strikes. 18 pitches, 14 strikes.
He looks like he's about 18 years old, too. Or is that because I'm getting older?
Well, he's 28. So
he looks like he's 18.
Took 10 years off his life.
Yeah.
The 2-2.
Nice.
In the air, it is cloud covered here in Peoria today. Jacob Marcy settles underneath and takes care of out number 3. Another good inning for King. 4-0 Cleveland.
The power of baseball goes beyond.
I think with Crony, the way he's attacked the offseason, I think he's super motivated to come in and play the type baseball we've been accustomed to seeing from him in San Diego, especially offensively. He's made some adjustments, I think, from a swing setup standpoint that he's talked about. He's definitely got himself in really good shape coming into camp. But he's a smart baseball player. He's motivated. I think he's healthy, and he's going to have a good year for us.
Well, it's going to be an interesting year for Jake Cronenworth, as you heard from A.J. Preller, talking about him looking to bounce back this year, make some changes at the plate. A big thing for Jake last year, who had a un-Cron zone-like type year for Jake Cronenworth.
I think that's fair to say. There's no doubt about that when you look at his numbers from last year. 229 batting average.
Anthony Gose into the game here now for the Guardians, a former outfielder. Remember him with the Toronto Blue Jays as a position player. Made his way back here as a pitcher. And dealing with Cronenworth, Machado, and Kim. Scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
You can take a look at the numbers for Jake last year. And Jake is one guy who's going to say to himself, as he's taking a look at the left-hander for the Guardians. He knows what he's up against, I guess I should say, right? And as a viewer, as a fan watching Jake, there's one at bat that is just etched in my mind, and it will be as long as I'm in this game of baseball. It was that at bat in the playoffs against Alex Vesia and the Dodgers at Petco Park. Remember, he took that pitch and drove it up the middle and drove in a couple runs in the placement berserk. I think if Jake, and we'll have to keep an eye on this, if he concentrates on using the whole field, he could maybe hit 280, 285.
Last year, 229 in 127 games. And 10 homers with 48 runs batted in. The home run total was down from 17 the year before, 21 the year before that. And a fly ball to left center field. Straw lays it out and makes a great catch in left center field to Rob Cronenworth for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nice catch by Miles Straw as we check in with Bob Scanlon.
Guys, thanks so much. We're joined here by Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando, nice catch out there. That's that kind of thing that you were doing all last season to earn a Gold Glove and a Platinum Glove. How exciting was that for you last year to get those awards?
It was amazing. I mean, the work that we put on since spring training out there with the coaches, it really came back to the season, and I'm just happy we got that result.
It was such an incredible season for you. You missed the first start of the season. You hadn't played in 17 months. So to come back and do what you did and to get the fans behind you, they're the one that voted for the Platinum Glove. I mean, there were so many things that you did accomplish last year. How did you feel about it overall?
It was amazing, especially the fans, how they received me. That award is definitely because of them, and I'm just happy I could have bounced back and played some really good baseball for this team and from the fans of San Diego.
One of the funnest things was not only watching you master right field, learning a new position, but you captured the fans' attention and imagination throughout all of Major League Baseball. And a lot of it had to do with that great smile of yours and some good dancing as well, huh?
That's right. I mean, this game, it's just a great game and environment all the way around. And, embracing the fans, we have to do it no matter what. And they're part of this game, They're involved in this game. And, I just really appreciate them, how they treat me, doesn't matter how. But, when they're paying attention to me, that means I'm doing something good.
We mentioned all the time that you missed and you come back and you hit 257, 25 home runs, 75 RBIs. For most people, that's a really good year. And you and your dad talk in the offseason, he says, hey, those numbers aren't enough. And you agreed with him. So how nice has it been for you to have a normal offseason, be able to play some winter ball, work on some things coming into the spring training, and be healthy?
Like you said, it was a good baseball year all the way around, but we all know what I'm capable of, and we all know I can do a little bit better of that. And going to the off season, just prepare a really good plan with my pops out there to how can we step it up back again. And it was a really good off season. We put the work out there. We play some winter ball. I have fun, and I'm ready. My confidence really high right now, and I'm just gonna say I'm ready to play some good baseball.
You mentioned the winter ball. You get a chance to play for Estrellas, the team that you helped bring a championship to after 51 years. So You hadn't played there since you got to the big leagues. How fun was it to go back, play some winter ball, get back to your roots, so to speak, and get a chance to work on some stuff?
It was amazing, you know, especially with the players you get to play out there, you know, different environment, different cultures. I mean, coming along from players playing all the way from Korea, Japan, you know, Mexico, and putting on the field, you know, you learn stuff day to day out there. And, you know, I was really happy I made that decision to play some winter ball, and I feel it's going to translate really good.
You mentioned you made some changes with the hitting approach as well. Some things maybe with your feet, a little bit with the hands through the zone?
Yeah, more with my hands than my feet, how to control a little bit more, know what was a small tweak that was, you know, holding me a little bit back. But I feel like we got that cover, and we're going to have some really good results this year.
Your thoughts so far on Mike Schilt, the new regime, some of the new coaches that are in place? How's the vibe been in spring training so far?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. There's a lot of feel for baseball. There's a really high IQ for the game, and I feel like we're on the right track. The boys are coming in together. We have one mission, and that's coming together as a group and doing the work. Take what it takes. So I feel like we have the right energy right now moving forward, and I just can't wait to be in the field with them.
Maybe a little bit of a chip on your guys' shoulders after what happened last year?
Of course. We need to bounce back, all of us as a group, and you know, we're preparing for it. We're definitely preparing. This is a tough group that know how to deal with the game, and you know, I have my confidence on them.
It was a good day for you. You didn't have any hits to show for it, but you hit a rocket. You should have had another infield single. You made a nice play out there. The other day you threw out a guy behind first base. It looks like you're in pretty good shape. How are you feeling?
Like I said, I came in ready, and it was not more coming in and building up. It was more establishing and maintaining the same level that I brought from winter ball. So I feel like it has transferred really well, and I just can't wait. You know, when the game started for Ali, and we're in Korea playing some good baseball.
Last one, we'll let you go. Peter Seidler, obviously, everyone just heartbroken at his loss. What has it meant to be able to honor him this season and maybe having his spirit looking over this ball club this year?
Man, I have a lot of history with Peter, especially us getting together. I wish I could have shared all of them. But those are treasure moment that I'm going to cherish with all my heart. And I'm just grateful for that, man. You know, what he did for myself, what he did for the city of San Diego, what his family is keep carrying that legacy. And he just set high standards for everybody, and we're definitely going to follow that.
Dan, we appreciate the time. Good luck. We look forward to seeing you have those great numbers again and getting some more hardware in the offseason.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, Fernando Tatis Jr., guys. Don Mudd, back over to you.
All right, thanks very much, Scan. A couple of walks here back-to-back. Machado and Kim, and Ghost running into some trouble here. Runners at first and second with one away. And yeah, it'll be good to see Fernando for the full season this year.
I always admire and respect and appreciate guys who have good years and then want to get better, right? Each year, get better. Sure, you know, you're not going to drive in 200 runs and you're not going to hit, you know, 100 home runs. But last year for Fernando, you know, the on-base percentage was nice. The OPS plus above the average at 113. So, hey, it would be nice. 25 home runs, 78 driven in, have 30 homers, drive in a hundo. Take your chances that way.
Truly amazing, though, what he was able to accomplish last year, moving to the outfield. Winning a platinum glove is just unheard of. And at third, infield fly rule in effect as Brito takes over and makes the catch. Retires Jurickson Profar for the second out. I found that simply amazing. I mean, really incredible. I mean, it just shows you what kind of athlete he really is.
Yeah. Making the adjustment. And you know what? I'm not saying I had a crystal ball, but in a way it did not surprise me because his athleticism and how good he was and how he could make up the difference if made a mistake. And talking about learning on the fly and learning quickly, he did just that.
Yeah, we saw it in spring training last year where, you know, he would make a bad step in one way or another, a bad route at times. But because of his speed, because of his athleticism, he was able to recover, and it was not a problem. And then he started getting good jumps, and he started like cheating a little bit in that direction and starting to really know how to play that corner outfield position, and then wins a platinum glove. This one is lined to left. Base hit for Campusano. They will stop Machado at third, and the Padres have him loaded with two down here in the fourth inning. Base hit for Luis Campusano.
We mentioned it last at bat, choking up on the bat. That gives you bat control. Get to it, spin on a nice level swing. Head of the bat, through the zone. Hit so hard that third base coach Tim Leeper has got to hold him up.
Stephen Vogt headed out here in a bases loaded situation. A couple of walks and a base hit mixed in. The Padres trying to get their first run, and Guardians manager will take the baseball from Ghost. We've got a pitching change from the sports complex in Peoria, where the Guardians have a 4-0 lead.
Power.
Suit up this season at MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Padres at MLBShop.com. Back in Peoria, Davis Sharp, the new pitcher now for the Guardians.
In the minor leagues last year, 41 games, high ERA for the right-hander. Not a lot to go off of here, but one thing right there is that slider. Trying to get a ground ball with 2 outs, a force anywhere for the right-hander.
Yeah, Hurts a bases loaded 2-out situation here in the 4th inning. And a ball to Jacob Marcy. Lined out to left field in his only previous AB in this game. Machado at third, Kim at second, Campusano at first. That's ball 3, 3-0.
Nowhere to put him.
And that's ball 4. He walks in a run. Machado from third with the first Padres run of the day. So the last thing that Stephen Vogt wanted to see there from his reliever coming in on bases loaded situation, the walk there on 4 pitches, and Machado scores. Bases are reloaded, filled with Friars, and that'll bring up Matthew Batten. Strike 1 to Batten. Batten last year getting into 43 games for the Padres at the major league level. 86 games at AAA El Paso a year ago. .258 average for him last year in San Diego. Made his major league debut for the Padres back in 2022. Originally a 32nd round selection by the Padres back in 2017.
I love that.
From Shelton, Connecticut. 28-year-old Matthew Batten will take strike 3, looking to end the inning. Padres do get on the board, though. We're headed to the 5th. It's 4-1 Cleveland.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
Back in Peoria with the Guardians on top 4-1. The Padres do get on the board with a run in their half of the fourth inning. One of the bigger prospects in the Padres organization right now, Robbie Snelling, into the game for San Diego.
Look at these numbers. 22 games for the left-hander. He's got a bright future. 11-3 record, but look at the ERA, 1.82. That is not a typo, and 103 2/3. More strikeouts than innings pitched, and he is around the plate with only 34 free passes in those 103 innings pitched.
Tom Nunez leading it off here against Snelling. Takes over Michael King. Very impressive in 2 innings of work today was King. Gave him just the 1 hit, had a strikeout, and after the base hit he allowed to Josh Naylor, was able to get Ramon Laureano to ground into a 6-4-3 double play. Look what we saw from Michael King today.
Me too. Aggressive, going after these hitters, through all of his pitches. Got some good results. Made a good point earlier, though, Don, with the lack of innings pitched over the years for Michael King. You know, get him stretched out a little bit because integral part of that rotation, if he's going to be in that rotation, which everybody anticipates, is going to be a big part of that rotation.
You know, we were talking about Snelling being a top prospect. And there he is, 36th among the top 100. Ethan Salas, 8th in that category. Swing and a miss, off balance, nicely done. And a strikeout for Snelling. One down here in the 5th inning.
He works quickly, goes right after these hitters. 3/4, breaking ball out in front. Not only good result, but good location as well from Snelling.
Snelling drafted out of high school. Supplemental first-round pick, 39th overall, 2022. So quickly here at the moment and in Major League camp. He's just 20 years of age from Reno, Nevada. One. That's in there for strike 2 to Kwan. So 3rd at bat today for Stephen Kwan, leadoff hitter for the Guardians, the top of their order, batting with 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Looks like a really nice tight slider that Snelling sports right there. I love the build too. 6'3", 210 as a 20-year-old.
Here in Lake Elsinore, beginning his professional career.
He's got the looks, you know, that look to where he can give you a lot of innings with that frame of his. The ham hocks, the shoulders, the legs. He's a big kid. That equates to innings.
Chopped over the mound. Kim racing in, throws on the run, and in time to retire Kwan for out number 2. So 2 down here in the visiting half of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Miles Straw. Straw walked in the first, came around to score the 2nd Guardians run, then grounded to short in the 2nd inning. Musgrove started this game and then came back in the 3rd inning to get some more work. He's charged with the 4 runs that the Guardians have today. He went an inning and 2/3 total, allowing those 4 runs, and 4 runs all came in the first. To right field, and that's going to get in for a hit to the corner. Miles Straw will cruise into second base as Perez gets it back in. It's a 2-out double for Miles Straw.
Well, that's how you beat the fastball. It's away, you take it that way, and it's a nice short compact swing by Straw right there. Takes it to the opposite field. Slicing away, no chance. That's got double written all over it. And that's the last straw.
Petey Halpin will run at second base. Halpin in to run for Straw after his double. And third plate appearance of the day. Is Andres Jimenez, 0 for 2. Left-handed hitting second baseman for the Guardians. He's grounded out to first, lined out to second. Bobby Snelling, the fourth pitcher used today by the Padres. And a grounder to first base, handled by Cronenworth. He'll take it to the bag himself. And that'll end the top of the fifth. We are halfway through with the Guardians on top 4-1.
The power of baseball goes beyond the
You can see it on track.
As we head to the bottom of the fifth, the Padres trail the Guardians 4-1. Fernando Tatis Jr., Jurickson Profar calling it a day. They've gotten their work in. They'll come back out tomorrow and get ready for opening day. In the meantime, we've got with us Michael King, who had an outstanding outing today. Look, anytime you have to go down to the bullpen to throw a few more pitches after your outing, that's a good sign. Michael, congratulations. You made it look way too easy today.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt like I was ahead of the count, so it helped me a lot to get some quick, easy outs, which is always good, but it's not fun to go down to the bullpen, so I should have threw a couple more balls there. Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, it's always a good sign when you got to go down to the pen. Hey, we'll talk about the pitching a little bit more, but first we've got to ask you about the Rockettes. We had a chance to hear your soundbite talking about the day that you got traded and trying to have a nice night with your wife. And has Sheila forgiven you for having your phone on your lap during the show and also during dinner afterwards?
I think she was more into it than I was. I always say I went to the Rockettes, but I probably only got half the show because I was looking at my phone the whole time. But reading Twitter, seeing random texts come in, she was great throughout the whole thing, and she's been so supportive, so it's awesome.
What was that experience like? I mean, granted, it wasn't the first time that you've been traded, but still, this was under different circumstances and a lot of rumors leading up to it. So what was it like when you finally found out it was San Diego?
Yeah, totally different experience because when I was from the Marlins to the Yankees, I had no idea that even happened, and I just get a call out of the blue from a Jupiter area code. Because it was there was so much build up to it. The media was all over it. So I feel like I was going to find out through the media before I actually found out from the Yankees. But it's been a great adjustment here, and I mean, there's a lot of worse places in San Diego to go. So I'm really excited to be there, and these guys have accepted me pretty well.
Did it help at all that you had gone through the experience before, granted at the minor league level, but still, if you're in an organization for 7 or 10 years and that's the first time of getting traded, that maybe helped just a little bit having gone through it before?
Probably a little. It's also great having 4 other Yankees come with me, and then we also have Tyler Wade here. We just signed Wandy Peralta. We got a lot of other Yankees, so a lot of familiar faces still for me, but yeah.
I was going to ask you about working with Ruben Niebla, and you'd mentioned to me that you'd already heard great reports about him from Corey Kluber, and I also know that Corey Kluber helped you with your slider, so indirectly you've already been a disciple of Ruben, I guess, but how's that experience been for you so far?
Kluber was the first guy that talked to me about Ruben, and he said that he wouldn't have had 2 Cy Youngs without Ruben. So those are some pretty big words there. So I was really excited to get to work with him. The first conversation I had with Ruben was an hour-long conversation, and we just talked about my mentality, whether it's on the mound or my prep work or whatever. And I just feel like it's a it's a really good fit, and I can't wait to get to work with him throughout the whole year.
You know, we mentioned the fact that you're making the transition. There's a lot of familiar faces here with the Yankees, but there's some new ones as well. And one of the ones that you mentioned to me was Manny Machado, and how much you appreciated him after your live BP against him, coming up to you, sharing with you some of the things that he was seeing. How nice has it been to have that transition and have a guy like Manny working with you and sitting down and saying, hey, we're in your corner, what can we do to help?
Big time, yeah. I mean, a veteran guy like that's always nice to talk to. I'll shout out his wife too. His wife was one of the first to reach out to my wife about where to live and accepting her into the lives. So it was great of her. And then after live BP, I had him literally sit down in the locker room, and we went over different sequences, not even just to him, but how I would attack a left-handed hitter with my stuff. And we were with the catchers at the same time, and it's just great hearing stuff like that come from a veteran guy.
Yeah, as far as your stuff goes, obviously the fastball, the slider, you had him working today to the glove side, looked pretty fun. A little bit of a crossfire on your part as well. Does that help with the deception? And what are your strengths? Is it the fastball, slider mostly that we're going to see this year?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely a sinker slider guy, and then I mix in a couple other pitches that I really just try to command. If I can get strike one without throwing my sinker or slider to somebody, then I know that I can, like I call it, have fun with the hitter, because I have a lot of confidence in those pitches, not just in the command, but the movement of it. And so the crossfire was something that I was told at a young age to not do it because it's going to hurt your arm or you're not going to be able to command it. And I just think that it gives me a little deception, and now that sounded loud.
It was loud. Very nice.
But the deception, I think, adds to it, where if you're just the robo arm that comes over the exact same slot, every hitter sees that in BP, and I just want to be something different.
You know, one of the topics this year is going to be the number of innings that you can actually provide as a starter. Now, this time last year, you were in the office of Aaron Boone campaigning to get into the starting rotation after being in the bullpen the year before. I guess the talk worked because you ended up in the rotation at the end of the year and really had a great outing.
Yeah, that was actually one of my first questions I asked Ruben, too. I said, I don't want an innings count. I don't want a limit. I don't want to even think like, oh, if I get to a certain amount of innings, that's too much, and then I should feel fatigued when I really don't. And Ruben was like, you kidding me? We're going to let you go. We're definitely going to monitor it, but you just go until the end of the season. And I kept saying I want 180 regular season and then give me 4 or 5 more innings or 4 or 5 more outings in the postseason. Yeah. So it'll be an exciting year.
Speaking of postseason, you did get a chance to pitch in Petco Park in postseason play. Your first impressions of Petco, and how excited are you to go to San Diego and see those fans and the excitement and the energy in that ballpark?
Because of COVID, I had no idea what the fans were like there. But it's such a beautiful park, and I've said it to multiple people that Petco is probably my favorite park to play in, and I played there when there was no fans. So I heard that they show out, and I can't wait to get going.
Michael, we've talked to you a couple of times now. Every time I get a chance to talk to you, you can tell you love the game of baseball. You love talking about it. You're a student of the game. It's great to watch your bullpens and everything and the conversations that you have with Ruben. Where does that love of the game come from, and just your enjoyment and really digging into it?
I honestly think it's the people that I've been around. All my teammates have been that way too. And so when I am off the field talking about baseball, it's something that I fully enjoy. I think that the competition of figuring out or thinking what a hitter is actually thinking in the box or what he's not thinking in the box is really fun to try to decipher and try to figure out. And that's one of my favorite things when I'm in the dugout. And now it's like Manny, it's Bogarts, it's these guys that I'm going to talk to and say, hey, what was your approach in that? Why did it work? Why did it didn't work? What were you looking for at this pitch? Because he threw him right down the middle and you took it, or you swung at this pitch. Why'd you offer at that? And those conversations have been huge for my career, and it's something I enjoy.
Michael, thanks so much for the time. Great job today, and we look forward to seeing more of your passion on the field and off.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Michael King, guys, did a great job today, and Don Mudd, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much. It's a base hit for Cronenworth, and coming around to score, the pinch runner Hoffman. And the Padres get their second run of the day. Jake Cronenworth driving it in.
Well, we talked about it last at bat with Jake and the adjustments he is going to make. This one's down and in, and he takes it the opposite way. Many times, guys will, especially a left-hander, try to pull that ball. Tim Leeper giving him the windmill.
On the ground to first base, and Luzardo backs up, tags the bag, and that is out number 2 in the inning. So Manny Machado retired.
Nice to see Wyatt Hoffman getting some running in. Son of Trevor Hoffman, the Hall of Famer. Wyatt pinch running right there and scoring that run.
He came around, for the second Padres run.
Yeah.
So 2 down. And it brings up Ha-Sung Kim, his third plate appearance of the day. Kim with an infield hit to short in the second and a walk. And that one is popped up foul off to the right out of play.
Well, one thing I've noticed from that interview with Bob Scanlon, Michael King, we've got a personality.
Yes, we do.
I love the kid already.
Yep. Well, we knew that, though, going in.
Yeah.
We heard from the Yankees.
Right.
The 0-2 pitch is going to miss. And we love personalities. I think that's one thing that we have learned over the years working together, that we enjoy it when you got a little personality.
Sure.
In the air, foul off to the right out of play. So Kim batting with 2 down. Padres baseball is around the corner. Secure your tickets for the 2024 season. Receive access to the best giveaways, most exciting matchups, and more at Padres.com/tickets.
Yeah, get your ducats. See some Padre baseball.
1-2 pitch. And that is just going to miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kim.
Can Ha-Sung Kim have more equipment he is wearing right now?
A lot of gear.
He's got the helmet, of course. He's got the sunglasses. He's got the thumb pad. He's got the batting gloves. He's got the elbow guard. He's got the tricep guard. He's got the shin guard.
I don't blame him, though. I would be more wrapped up than even that. I would have, like, goalie pads on if I was going up there, you know.
A suit of armor.
Yeah.
And then he's got his base running glove in his back pocket in case he gets on base.
He's ready. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out to end the inning. A run, though, for the Padres. We're going to the 6th, 4-2 Cleveland. Now some of the regulars heading to the clubhouse. That's the day for them. 4-2. Guardians have the lead over the Padres. Mariluz Cook is with us, and we send it down to Mariluz.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here with Xander Bogaerts. Xander, you had that nice hit to the wall just now. What do you feel has been working well for you in this game and just throughout spring training so far?
I think just trying to get comfortable. I'm not really worried about the hitting part. I'm worried more about the defense. Kind of made a little mistake there earlier today, but I feel like it's better for me if I get all of those chances, all of those opportunities, those reps in game. I feel like I get more comfortable.
Yeah, you mentioned the defense, and obviously you've got that big transition that you're making to second base. Overall, how do you feel that the transition and the progression is going for you so far?
I'm super happy I got a double play. You know, Kimmy made a nice feed to me. I got a nice double play. It's just a double play is kind of weird for me. You know, I'm normally used to seeing the runner, seeing everything in front of me, but now it's like everything is happening. The runner's coming behind me, so I can't really see him. So that for me has been the biggest adjustment so far.
Definitely a big adjustment, but nice job with the double play. I'm sure that's got to be a bit of a confidence booster for you. Now, you mentioned Kim, and I want to talk about the chemistry that you have with him. Having the relationship that you already did, how has that helped your transition so far?
I feel like me and him at short last year, him at second, kind of like we fed off really good off each other. He has a lot of range, so I'm happy that he'll be able to take all those balls from me. Last year, he kind of did so from second base, but now he's coming more from a shortstop angle, so he'll have an easier play. So it's good to have him up the middle, you know, make my job a little easier.
Now, this is your second season in the Cactus League with the Padres. What can you say feels different this season versus last season, apart from the obvious position change?
I'll just see a lot of changes, you know, a lot of new faces. Obviously, we have that big trade with Wong and Grish going to New York. Got a lot of good guys coming back, Brito Vasquez, King, and Hish, catcher. So just a lot of new faces. Obviously, with Bob going out, Bob going to San Francisco. Obviously, we have Schulte now with us. So just a lot of new faces, a lot of different voices. So obviously, that brings a little bit of excitement. You know, it's something new for everyone.
You mentioned new faces, and of course you just mentioned Mike Schulte. I asked him about you the other day, and I asked him just about the selflessness that you've had in making this transition, and he just said that just wonderful things about you as a person and also as a player, but really talked more about you as a human being. What can you say about the relationship that you've developed with him so far?
I mean, very, very straightforward, you know, very honest, very open. I feel like whenever we're at the ballpark, we can just go into his office and have a conversation with him. Not just about baseball, but probably about life if you want to. So that just feels good. It just makes you feel more comfortable, more confident. Just having someone like that you can lean on. And obviously, he's the head of the ship. So hopefully he leads us in the right direction this year.
Now, you and I talked about your mom yesterday. You talked about how she's a person that can't really say no, that she's so selfless, and that's where you've gotten a lot of your selflessness from, especially in making this transition. Have you talked to her today? Did she give you any words of advice prior to spring training? Because I know that you saw her about a week before.
I mean, she know it was a little tough for me, you know, obviously with the short notice and moving a position that I took a lot of pride in throughout my career, throughout the minor leagues, coming up to the big leagues. A lot of talk about not going to be able to stick there. I think I played there for long enough. I could probably still play it. I could probably still play it at this point, but obviously a lot of respect for Kimmy, and that's kind of why I'm doing the move. You know, something that definitely should make the team better, and I'm definitely looking forward for that change and that to be able to work this year.
Awesome. And then I know that you told me that in 2022 you were watching this team from afar, and you said that they were so much fun, and obviously you weren't a part of them, but you saw how fun they were, and that's part of the reason that you have agreed to make this transition. You want this team to be playing at that high caliber again. What do you think it's going to take for this team to be able to do that?
Just a lot of us to step up again. You know, obviously last year I feel like a lot of us didn't play the way we wanted or capable of playing. I think like this is a good year now. Now for me especially, just have a year under my belt here with a new team and just feeling more comfortable, feeling more, I mean, I was part of the guys last year, but now it's even more looser, more confident. So I just feel like everyone just play a tad higher, tad better than we normally play or played last year, and I think we'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Xander. Appreciate your time. Best of luck to you in the rest of spring training.
Thank you. Good debut. Good debut.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you. Back to you guys in the booth.
That's great.
That's awesome.
You know, that's Xander, isn't it?
That is. I'm so glad Xander was Marilus's first interview with us. That is great. He was the perfect person to interview. He is as courteous as you possibly can be in any interview. And I know that when he first came up, I was in Boston with him. He was 20 years old. And it was almost like he was 35. You know, he was very, very mature beyond his years, and always takes time to answer the question in depth as best he can. And I know this is a tough spring for him. I think this adjustment from shortstop to second base you know, he has made it seamless and made it easy on his teammates, but I don't think it's particularly easy on him.
No, I don't think so either. And he's one of the guys, and he mentioned it during the interview, that he wants to have as many chances this spring training and make the mistakes now and learn from those mistakes. He has shown in the past mistakes at shortstop as a youngster, correcting them. And I think he has the ability, the athletic ability, even though he's longer in the tooth, being the veteran he is, and he'll be fine. Just he needs more reps, more chances, which he even said himself. And of course, Mary Luce.
Yes.
Nice job.
So great to have Mary Luce with us, and look forward to her contributions all year long. And we welcome her to our team and our family here on Padres TV, presented by Major League Baseball.
You know, we had a chance. We have this little room at the complex where we fill out our lineups.
Broadcasters Clubhouse.
Yes. And it was the first time that Mary Luce had a chance to interact with us, and she probably walked out of that office saying, "Oh my gosh,
what did I get myself into?
What did I get myself?"
Who are these guys? Fly ball, right center field, deeply struck, and that ball is gone onto the berm. So Tolentino, pinch hitting, drives one out of the yard, a two-run shot, and it is now 6-2 Cleveland.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, something that Cleveland did not do a lot of last year, hitting home runs. And this pitch from Watson, it's just a little spinner right there, middle in, onto the berm. Bad play by that guy right there in the Hawaiian shirt.
So 2 down, bases empty thanks to the home run. Nolan Watson is the new pitcher, by the way, for the Padres, who just gave up that home run. This one is popped up third base way and caught in fair ground to end the inning. 2-run shot for Tolentino. 6-2 Cleveland.
Power of baseball.
It is 6-2. The Guardians have the lead over the Padres as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's take a look at the TV schedule coming up here for the Padres. They got the Mariners coming up. That'll be at noon. And then the Diamondbacks, that's all here in Peoria. Then it is to Korea. And 2 exhibition games, Team Korea and the LG Twins. And then we'll play real baseball. Actually, this is the exhibition. No, that's the real games. That's March 20th and 21st. LA Dodgers, those will count. And then we're coming back, and there'll be more TV telecasts coming up from Petco Park, more exhibition baseball after that. That's where I got confused. And those 2 games will be against the Seattle Mariners at Petco Park. Well, all of that is going to be right here on Padres TV. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We're underway, Mudcat.
Yeah, I can't wait. More baseball, the better. And I can't wait for that charter. What is it? 15?
15 hours, I believe. Yes, 14 or 15 hours.
Can I sit next to you?
I think we will be assigned to sit next to each other. Not that we don't spend enough time together as it is.
Yeah.
1-1 sprayed down the left field line, and that is going to fall foul. A delayed call from the umpire, and it was very close. Thought that might have been fair, but the umpire indicating foul. Took a good long look down the line. We'll get another look here.
Oh,
that is close. You see some chalk flying there?
You know what? Tough to tell. I say challenge.
So he sticking by his call.
Yeah.
Foul ball. Cal Mitchell is the batter, by the way, the San Diego native. 2017 graduate of Rancho Bernardo High School. Second round pick, 2017. Committed to play at the University of San Diego prior to signing with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah. Good program.
They were 109-27 in his 4 high school seasons.
Yeah.
At 337 in high school. 71 total appearances, 51 starts for the Pirates in the majors for Cal Mitchell. This is to left. And out number 1 here of the 6th inning. So Cal Mitchell, the San Diego native, retired for the first out here in the 6th inning. Here is Brett Sullivan. Enjoyed our time around Brett Sullivan last year.
Yeah, good kid, good egg.
Total of 33 games last year. 81 at bats at .210 for the Padres a season ago. More games at AAA El Paso. 61 total games at total of 328 in AAA for the Chihuahuas. Sprays it foul down the left field line, 2-1. He's part of the Victor Caratini deal. Victor going over to Milwaukee. And Brett Sullivan coming to San Diego. 2-1 rattles this to right field. In for a base hit for Brett Sullivan.
And once again, another great story. First of all, Brett Sullivan is a guy you root for. Drafted in the 17th round, the 508th pick by Tampa Bay back in 2015, and he rifles this one to the right side.
So a 1-out base hit and brings up Jacob Marcy. Third plate appearance. Foul off to the left, out of play. Marcy lined out to left field in the 3rd, walked in the 4th inning. Sullivan with a very short lead at first base. And a pitch down and in. Tanner Burns, the new pitcher for Cleveland. Pitcher number 6 of the day for Stephen Vogt and the Guardians. He tacked on 2 more runs in their half of the 6th. Jacob Marcy out of Central Michigan University.
Yeah, he's a Chip, huh?
That was
Chippewa.
The late great Dick Enberg.
Yes, the professor.
College, correct?
The professor was a Chippewa. Yes, he was. You're looking at the Arizona Fall League MVP award winner 2023, Jacob Marcy.
In the dirt, and Sullivan was thinking about trying to take second base, but he alertly gets back to the bag at first. And Marcy played 3 years at Central Michigan University, where he helped lead the Chippewas to A combined 96 and 43 record. And back-to-back NCAA tournament berths.
That's awesome.
6th round pick of the Padres. And he'll take a walk. So one out base on balls has runners at first and second now for San Diego. Matthew Batten getting his 3rd plate appearance of the game. 2 on, 1 away. Batten has reached out an infield hit. Struck out looking. 1 for 2 on the day.
Len Casper from the White Sox, Central Michigan.
Really?
Yes, he's a Chippewa.
Taking his timeout is Batten. Men on base now. The clock 18 seconds, not 20.
Yeah. Got to go.
2 fewer seconds with which to work if you're a pitcher.
Got to go, right?
Got to go. Burns was able to get Mitchell for the first out. Sullivan a single to right. Marcy walks. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Last year, definitely trending in the right direction. The rule changes made a big difference. 2 hours and 39 minutes. Shortest average game time since 1984.
Wow.
So yes, indeed, it worked, and they tinkered with it even more. With the 2 seconds we mentioned with men on base, 2 fewer with which to work from 20 to 18. And I like it. I really do. I mean, I know this is very selfish on behalf of play-by-play broadcasters across Major League Baseball. I mean, it was getting very difficult to come up with new stuff when nothing was happening. And there were long periods of nothing happening prior to last year, between the pitcher holding the ball, the batter out of the box.
And the fewer times you can throw to first base helps as well.
It all helps.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and Batten down on strikes. So he got ahead of the count. Ends up, Burns comes back, strikes him out for the second out of the inning. I mean, it's just, there's so much more action. And I find, you know, talking to casual fans last year, that a lot of them came back to watch more games last year because of the amount of excitement and contact of the baseball. And things just, it's a snappier game.
I think change is good, and we can all adjust, and I think that has been proven that fans will adjust, and players as well.
Yeah,
no question.
I never imagined some of those guys who are extremely slow getting into the box from a hitting standpoint, they'd ever be able to figure it out, and they did. They all, you know, it was pretty quick too, I thought, last year. And as we mentioned, there's just more action overall, and the numbers back that up as far as runs per game. Stolen base, that's the other part. I really enjoyed the stolen base aspect. I missed that part of the game. It's just, you know, it's fun for us as broadcasters when you got action.
I think when you find that groove and that action, you find that groove and you're comfortable with it.
6-4 on the force out at second base gets Marcy. Ends the inning. We're going to the 7th. It's 6-2 Cleveland.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
6-2 Guardians have the lead as we enter the 7th inning. Hats off to the 2024 season. They missed the first giveaway of the season. First 40,000 fans in attendance on Friday, March 29th. Receive an opening series hat presented by Sequan Casino Resort. Learn more at Padres.com/opening day.
Look at that kid with all the autographs. That's a lot of hard work getting those autographs.
Been a busy couple of days here on the backfields.
Yeah, good for him.
It's awesome. Austin Krob into the game.
Another left-hander. I mean, you know, the adage is you can never have too much pitching, but to have good left-handed pitching also, that's a plus. Krob, K-R-O-B. That's 105.3 on your FM dial. K-R-O-B, the left-hander. 22 games last year, 5-4 record. For the ERA at 2.72.
This one is chopped left side of the backhand. Wade with the throw. It gets there in time.
Nice pick over there by Polybat.
So one out here in the 7th inning. And yes, Paulie with a nice pick. In your illustrious broadcasting career, did you ever spin the hits? Were you ever a DJ in your career?
Oh, you know what? I take that back. I worked in a nightclub one time back in Scottsdale back in the day when it was this winter of '86. The place was called What's Your Beef, and it was in North Scottsdale. And as an off-season job, I spun the hits on the dance floor.
Oh yeah. Did you talk in between, or did you keep that? I can't imagine you not mixing in, some of your smack.
Some smack, yeah. Some of my tired act.
Your mix master smack. Mix master mud. Been in the hits. Oh yeah.
No say.
Oh boy. Up the middle. Right there is Hoffman. Good throw. 2 down.
That's Wyatt Hoffman. They call him Hoffy. Boy, he looks like his old man, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's unbelievable. He's got the moss. He's got everything.
Yeah, he does.
Profile is astonishing.
Yeah.
So 2 down here in the 7th inning. Petey Halpin doubled in the 5th inning, his first plate appearance for Cleveland. Was that well paid? Were you reciprocated well?
No. I think I got like $250 an hour or something like that.
This is to left, deeply struck again, and on the run is Mitchell. Back there to make the catch. Raj Halpin.
Mix Master Mud coming back. Spinning the hits. We're going to polish some tiles when you come back with little
Power of baseball.
6-2 Guardians on top of the Padres. We get ready for the bottom of the 7th. This Scott Bradley telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Ah, you have not skipped a beat.
Oh, it felt so good.
You've been waiting all off season for that one.
I even practiced. I got into December.
Did you really?
Yes, I started to practice.
Really?
Yeah. Don't want to lose my skills. Off season's long.
Give me a sniff. There you go.
Yeah.
Why we showed that umpire, I'll never know.
Because they thought he might have gone around, I think was what Zach was thinking. Zach Jensen, our terrific director. It was a quick call, so we didn't get it, but that's not Zach's fault.
Yeah.
Here is Wyatt Hoffman, Hall of Famer's son, taking the 1-1 away.
Probably like 100.
On the corner.
Boy, good heater right there, mid-90s. 96 to be exact.
Cade Smith, the new pitcher for Cleveland. Pitcher number 7 of the day for Stephen Vogt and the Guardians.
Good take on that slider down and away, trying to punch something the other way. You get something outer half. 3-2.
Popped up foul off to the right out of play. On the corner for strike 3. He went back to that outside edge to get him. First out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Bring up Graham Pauley. A nice play defensively on a scoop at first base last inning. Took over at first for Jake Cronenworth. '23-year-old Graham Pauley from Alpharetta, Georgia. 13th round pick back in 2022.
Just north of Atlanta.
He was a standout at Duke University. Entering this year as the number 11 prospect as determined by Baseball America, Major League Baseball pipeline and Padres organization.
Duke, Marcus Stroman pitched at Duke.
Salas has come out on deck. Can't wait to watch him hit.
Oh yeah,
we've heard so much about him in the backfields and batting practice in the last 2 seasons. There's a fly ball to center field. 2 down in the 7th inning. So it's time to see Ethan Salas. 17-year-old Ethan Salas. Amazingly, at 16 years of age, he's playing in the Venezuelan Winter League. He's 12 years younger than the average player when he was there. And trying to get to the major leagues in his teens. The last teenager to be a catcher and reach the majors in his teens was Hall of Famer Ivan Rodriguez back in 1991. Salas will turn 20 on June 1st of 2026. And he jolts this one to left center field, in for a base hit. Trying for 2, throw to second base. He will dive head first and safely. A 2-out double for 17-year-old Ethan Salas.
Well, he might be 17 years old, but he's swinging the bat like a 27-year-old veteran who knows how to use the whole field. Defensively, you see him get his hands in there. That's impressive. Fastball, middle in, got the hands in rather than the spin on it, fights it off, finds the left center field gap, and then doesn't have blazing speed. He's got decent speed, but reading the outfielders, why not take 2?
So the 2-out double for him, and that brings up Tyler Wade, who took over at shortstop last inning.
Okay.
Look at his numbers a year ago: 6 homers, a .291 average. The 29-year-old signed as a minor league free agent in November. His 4th organization now. And take a strike over the inside edge to make it 3-1. In the air foul off to the left, out of play. He's going to go to San Diego State after finishing his senior year at Marietta Valley High School. Ended up being drafted instead and decided to go the professional baseball route. Signed by the Yankees originally as a 4th-round pick out of high school in 2013.
Some guys feel it's best to get into the system, right, and get going, rather than take a chance 2-3 years at the college level.
To short, and it's in time to end the inning. Sends us to the 8th in Peoria. 6-2 Guardians.
It's time.
Nice day to be at the yard today at Peoria Sports Complex in Peoria, as the Guardians have a 6-2 lead. We move to the 8th inning, and the Padres move to their 8th pitcher of the day, Aniel De Los Santos, into the game.
Last season with Cleveland, the Guardians 70 games, 3.29 ERA for the right-hander. Almost a strikeout per innings pitched. Started with the Fightin' Phils. Went on to Cleveland, 22 and 23. He's pitching against his old uniform.
Delgado to lead it off here for the Guardians in the top of the 8th inning.
Big kid, 6'3", 235 for De Los Santos.
Takes over for Krob, who went an inning in a 1-2-3 7th in pretty impressive fashion. And Joe Musgrove started on 4 runs in his inning and 2/3. 2-0. And a swing and a miss. Delgado with a pretty big cut right there.
Bottom dropped out of that pitch.
sharply hit, but right to second base where Wyatt Hoffman takes care of business. Out number 1 of the 8th. So 1 down. And that brings up Manzardo, Kyle Manzardo. Now, you were just here a couple weeks ago for fantasy camp. Right?
I was. Yeah.
How'd that go?
Oh.
You guys won a championship.
Did I not tell you?
I heard.
Mark Loretta and I had the time of our life.
First of all, Mark Loretta did not win a game last year as a manager, and I was calling for his firing immediately at the time.
Yeah,
I couldn't
remember.
believe that he was not fired at the end of last season's fantasy camp as a manager. But they bring him back, and he wins a championship.
Yeah.
This is a right center field, and that's in for a base hit, a 1-out knock.
Donnie, it was rough sledding right out of the get-go at fantasy camp this season. I'll be honest with you, we lost our first game. So Mark and I 0-7 collectively, dating back to last year. So I'm thinking, here we go again.
Now, are you bench coach, pitching coach? What's your role?
Bench coach, pitching coach.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. So
a lot of responsibility.
Because he kind of asked me what he should do differently this year, and I thought probably leave you at home. Might be the best thing to do, but wow, you won a championship.
Our roster turned it around after the first loss.
Yeah.
We won out, took it to the championship game, and it was a boat race championship game.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry about it.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Very excited. Now, my biggest problem with Mark Loretta the year before when he won 0 games was that he called me about a week before fantasy camp and told me that I had been designated for assignment. And
well, it doesn't surprise me.
Not invited to camp. I guess he had seen some of that video that we ran a couple of years ago of me at second base.
A little dicey.
So, yeah, I took it kind of personally. I mean, I don't think anybody likes to get DFA'd. So I can't say that it upset me when he didn't win any games that year. You know, they lost.
Yeah, we were horrible last year, but we turned it around this year.
Well, you win a championship.
Yeah, we hoisted the trophy right here on this field.
I called him a couple times before fantasy camp this year, and I just couldn't seem to get through. It would always go to voicemail. It was like after, like, you know how you know he's putting you into voicemail? It's like 2 rings.
Yeah. You
It's
press
not
that
the
button.
full 4.
Yeah.
It's not 7.
He's looking, and then he presses that button.
My name shows up, and he goes, "See ya." Talk to the voicemail.
Gotta go. Did you try texting him?
I did.
No response?
No response. So I thought maybe he changed his phone number or something. Did he change his phone number?
He may have blocked you.
I think he might have. It's okay. He won a championship. That's different than winning no games the year before. So I can't say anything. No. He's probably right. 3-2. In the air to left center field. Struck pretty well. And that ball is going to be back and up against the wall. This will score a run. It'll be the 7th Guardians run. And on a hop, RBI double to left center field gives Cleveland the 7-2 lead.
Let's check out the pitch from De Los Santos. Kind of flat and up in the zone. He threw that changeup earlier. The bottom dropped out because it was down in the zone. This one is up, and I'll tell you what, it does a good job of splitting the gap right there.
So 1 down, and Laureano at second base. Here is Berglund. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. De Los Santos allowing a run on 2 hits so far with 1 out in the 8th.
Ooh, pretty good pitch. He relies heavily on that 4-seamer, De Los Santos.
To center field. Much easier play this time, and out number 2. It's a two-way. Tolentino now coming up. And on the left side with 2 down in the inning. 1-for-1, hit a 2-run home run in his first plate appearance in the 6th inning. Took over for Tyler Freeman. And a ground ball cued down the third baseline. Duncan over to grab it, but he can't do anything with it. Just a cue shot right down that third base line, well placed and an infield hit for Tolentino. All kinds of spin on this one.
Yeah, well, Donnie, you called it literally cued off the end of the bat inside the bag. Nothing can do there. Out in front of an off-speed pitch.
Daniel Schneemann. That's out of the 8th spot now for Cleveland and the recipient of strike 1. Total of 11 hits, 5 extra base hits for the Guardians. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Dos Santos trying to finish off this top of the 8th inning. A run already in for Cleveland. Nobody warming in the pen, so this is his inning. First and third right now for the Guardians, and an 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out to end the inning. But another run for Cleveland. 7-2 Guardians. Seven to 2, Guardians have the lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th. We'll go behind the scenes of America's #1 ballpark. Pregame tours presented by Bubs at the ballpark. Allow fans to experience Petco Park like the Padres players do. Book your tour at Padres.com/tours. A lot of fans here today in Peoria.
You can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
I like the berm too. You
I do too.
Spread out, lie down. Very relaxing.
What would be in your picnic basket if you went?
I don't know what you're allowed to bring in, to be honest with you. I don't know the rules because I've never been out there.
That guy's boiling a little bit right there.
Yes.
Too much boiler, not enough shirt.
Needs some more fabric. Now he's all set.
Yeah.
Ball and a strike to Cal Mitchell. Wide out to left. First time up now. Drives one to deep right center field. That ball is back. That ball is gone into the berm. Cal Mitchell with a home run that starts the bottom of the 8th.
If you want a home run, go see Cal. There was no doubt about that one. Good for the kid. Getting an at-bat, big league spring training game. Outer half, nice, short, quick stroke. And a nice grab. Hey!
Oh, full extension.
Yeah.
Now Sullivan taking it the other way. A lot of slice on this, and it is caught.
Wow.
Diving catch in left field.
That's a wonderful play right there. That ball slicing off the bat of Sullivan. All right, this is some tremendous speed. Getting a sprint, and then the last second extension.
Connor Cox out there in left making that play. One out. Here's Oscar Mercado. This was Jacob Marcy's spot. Lined out to left and walked twice today, getting the start in center field. High for ball 3, 3-0. The new pitcher is Mason Hickman into the game now for Cleveland. While the home run to Cal Mitchell got a good defensive play behind him to get Brett Sullivan. Now Mercado will take a pitch away for ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. One out base on balls here in the 8th.
Mason Hickman out of Vanderbilt. He's a Commodore.
Dungan, the third baseman, batting here with one out in the 8th. He had taken over at third for Matthew Batten a couple of innings ago. Off balance cut has him down 0-2. On the ground right side and by the dive of the second baseman Delgado into right. Mercado keeps going to third, and the Padres have runners at the corners with one down.
Well, each and every at-bat, these youngsters getting a chance to hit in this game in front of the coaching staff. Yeah, I tell you what, they're going to these at-bats like it's the winning runs on third base. The game winner found a hole right there.
First and third, one away for Robert Perez Jr.
Oh.
Fouled off the catcher, run off the mask. 0 for 2. Grounding back to the mound in the 5th inning and grounding into a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Elevated fastball there by him, and it's 0-2. One down here in the 8th. Runners at first and third for the Guardians. Ooh. By him again. Elevated again. And the first strikeout for Hickman. 2 down here in the 8th.
He went right back to it. The high heat.
There's Wyatt Hoffman. Struck out looking his last time up. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. I've gone back to just challenging guys after a couple of base hits in this inning. Hoffman came into the game pinch running for Xander Bogaerts back in the 5th inning, scored a run, and then Struck out in his only plate appearance in the 7th inning. Pops it up, foul ground first base way. And Mazzaro is there to make the catch. Little stagger, but he makes the grab. That ends the inning. We're headed to the 9th, 7-3 Cleveland. Seven to 3, Guardians have the lead over the Padres. Padres getting a run back as we head to the top of the 9th inning.
Oh, he's doing the worm. Now he's doing the roll.
He's doing all kinds of things.
Either that or he wants some more cotton candy or something. He wants to roam around.
He's got plenty of room on the berm. That's a great thing.
A lot of energy, too.
Here's Logan Gillespie into the game now for the Padres, 9th pitcher of the game.
The idea here for any pitcher, as you look at last year with Baltimore, 11 games, high ERA, pound the zone. Go right after these guys. Make them hit it.
Dylan Frias leading it off here for Cleveland and taking ball 1. Los Santos pitched the 8th for San Diego, gave up 3 hits and a run. Did collect a strikeout in the inning. Misses away for ball 2. And the Joe Musgrove started. Came back after leaving the first inning with 2 outs, giving up 4 runs. Came back for a much better second inning. 1-2-3 inning for Joe. And it's a fly ball to right field. Perez makes the catch out there. Round number 1.
Well, Logan is a 4-pitch pitcher. The 4-seamer, the slider, the changeup, and the curveball. Mid-90s on that 4-seam fastball of his.
Connor Cox, who made a great running catch in left field last inning, now bats with 1 out. To center field, Mercado comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. A good jump coming straight in. He was deeply situated out there in center field, but able to come in and make the grab for out number 2. The Halpin coming back up here. Fly to left his first time up and takes strike 1.
So we had KROP out there, the pitcher, and then we had for Cleveland, that's more of a radio station, KOKX, the classics, right?
Ground ball down the first baseline, foul.
See you, Sully. How nice was it, Donnie, to see all the brown and gold down by the Padres dugout before the game when we did our open?
It's very nice.
A lot of Padres fans. It's great to see.
I would say this year, having been around the last couple days and walking around the complex, there are more Padres fans here this year than I ever remember this time of camp. Swing and a miss ends the top of the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth, 7-3 Cleveland.
Run.com.
Seven to 3. The Guardians on top of the Padres. We go to the bottom of the ninth. They're looking for baseballs out there. Glove in the air, hoping for one of those balls that they're practicing with in the outfield right now to get ready. This bottom of the ninth. Oh, shut out again.
Yeah.
Fortunately. It's got the swag chain going to both two.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's a throwback right there.
Future big leaguers.
That's awesome. Wait for a baseball. You never know. You might get one this inning. Hunter Stanley is the new pitcher for Cleveland here in the bottom of the ninth. Rampali leading it off for San Diego. Crowds in with the pitch inside. Ball one. Pauly flied out to center field in the seventh inning. And their first strike, 2-1. So 9 pitchers used today by Stephen Vogt for Cleveland. They have 7 runs, 11 hits banged out in this game, and enjoy a 7-3 lead, trying to get the final 3 outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Padres are in slam range, Donnie.
That's a great point.
Load them up.
There you go. Base hit into right center and a good start to the bottom of the ninth. Gives us another chance to see Ethan Salas come up here. You know, he does look bigger than when we saw him last year. And I mean, he's just growing up, basically, is what the deal is at 17 years of age.
Yes, he's got plenty of years to grow, right? He's going to fill out and he's going to mature. And tell you what, defensively, right now, he could probably catch in the big league level. It's going to take some time, obviously, to hit big league pitching. No rush, though.
Inside out swing, and it's popped up foul left side. That will get back into the seats. Most of this good crowd today has departed as we get deep into this game, into the ninth inning. And unusually cloudy day here all day in the Peoria. Cloud-covered Peoria Sports Complex. 1-1 to Salas. Takes the strike.
Good take right there in that breaking ball. You know, recognizing pitches is a big thing as well. The spin, the location, which one's the layoff. That was a good take right there. A lot of guys will swing at that pitch, that breaking ball to the back foot.
29 at bats last year at AA San Antonio. Right center field, and that's in for a base hit. Pauley's headed for third, throw going into second base, and it's first and third, nobody out in the bottom of the ninth.
Another good swing from Ethan Salas. This one right here looks like an off-speed pitch up a little bit. Speeds up his bat, takes it to the pull side. Sounded like he was off the end of the bat. And he is aboard once again.
So 2 for 2.
Yep.
Doubled in the 7th, now singles in the 9th, and he'll pinch run for him. That's the day for Salas. He must be very happy with what he's done here today. Here is Tyler Wade. Grounded to shortstop, first time up in the 7th inning. Well, last year, certainly the Padres had their troubles with runners in scoring position. Today, they are 2 for 9 in that category.
You know, as the season went on last year, Donnie, you talked about those numbers, runners in scoring position. It seemed to me, and it seems like human nature too, as the season went on, and more of those situations, pressure mounted for at-bats.
Yeah.
You know, like, I got to be the guy to break it. I got to be the guy to break it.
Just never pressing going on.
Just never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Just one of those weird years.
The number that killed me was the 0-12 in extra inning games last year before getting their first win.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout is the first out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Wade retired.
The strikeout, always a huge situation. Runners at the corners, nobody out, because now you can set up that double play ball.
Cal Mitchell homered his last time up. Total of 2 games at the major league level last year with Pittsburgh. Spent the bulk of the year at AAA in Indianapolis. One of the better stops in AAA, I thought. I enjoyed my time in Indianapolis. Did you play there?
Played at the old ballpark.
Oh, okay.
In Indianapolis.
Yep.
I mean, the old ballpark. It was like going back to the 30s.
So it wasn't great.
No. But, you know, it had a little character to it, which was kind of cool. Old clubhouse. Boy, you just said Indianapolis, and it brings back a story. That's the clubhouse. I was with the Iowa Cubs, and I gave Brooks Kieschnick, was choking on a piece of pizza, and I gave him the Heimlich maneuver.
Wow. I remember Brooks Kieschnick. This is to right center. And out number 2, tagging at third base, is Pauley. He will score the 4th Padres run. But now 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Sac fly for Cal Mitchell.
Sorry about saving a life.
That's unbelievable.
Brooks Kieschnick, a big kid from University of Texas.
He's a first baseman.
First baseman,
Yep.
and then he pitched later. We're sitting in the clubhouse, and he's chowing down a piece of pizza. All of a sudden, he just throws his plate down and starts waving his arms.
Oh, wow.
No sound. Not good.
No, you identified it quickly. There's a pop-up left side. And Talentino, the shortstop, makes the catch that ends this ball game. The Padres do get a run in the inning. And the final is Cleveland 7 and the Padres 4 for Mike Schilt today. A loss against these Guardians. But it's early in Cactus League play. Our first game today. Highly enjoyed it. Be with you again March 3rd. Final score today. Cleveland 7, San Diego 4. Our next broadcast Sunday, March the 3rd, when the San Diego Padres will host the Seattle Mariners at noon. They share this complex. They're going to go head-to-head. Guardians win this one 7-4 from Peoria. For Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon, and Mariluz Cook, I'm Don Orsulo saying so long from Peoria. Guardians 7, Padres 4. Have a good evening, everybody.
The power of baseball goes